All right, by far the smallest 22 rifle that we've shot out here on Riders Range, the Keystone Sporting Arms Crickett. Stick around, we're going to shoot it, we're going to talk about it. I want to welcome you to Riders Range, and thanks for joining us while we talk about the Crickett single shot 22 long rifle. This is a little different than most Cricketts. A great starter gun for several reasons. One is the length of pull from buttstock to trigger is only 11.5 inches on this little gun. No spacers to extend that, which makes it a little difficult for me to shoot with the scope. And why a scope and a Crickett? It might be fine for kids to learn the shooting with optics, but again, I borrowed this gun from a friend who borrowed it from a friend, so it is what it is. And by the way, for the YouTube reviewers, adding a scope to a gun that is designed to accommodate a scope is not modifying the gun. This gun is not modified in any way, shape, or form. It does have the Barska 3 to 9 scope on here. Not a fancy one, but it does seem to work. This is a single shot bolt action 22, typical bolt action, but there are some unique things about this gun that you don't find on a lot of other bolt actions. First of all, I don't know if you can see it in here or not, but there's no feed ramp, and when you feed the rounds, you actually have to start the round into the chamber so it's centered and then close the bolt on it. And you can't fire it until you pull back the striker or plunger, whatever you wish to call it, and that activates the gun. So that's a safety feature on this, that once you close the bolt, you still can't fire it until you preload or spring load this. Then once you do that, by the way, this gun is unloaded. There's nothing in the chamber. There is no magazine on this because, again, it's a single shot. So once we cock the striker, then it's got a fairly short trigger with a lot of over travel. But the trigger comes in right around 2 pounds, which is more than half the weight of the gun. The gun itself, with a scope on it, by the way, and the scope's probably a good part of that weight, comes in at about 3.5 pounds. All right, I'm going to have some trouble shooting this with an 11.5 inch length to pull, but we're going to put 5 shots out of this at a target of 50 yards, just using some Aguila 40 grain ammunition, and we're just going to see how it shoots, and then we may play a little bit at some 22 caliber steel. Stick around. All right, even though this is a beginner's 22, we still have eye and ear protection. Ear protections are sound gear, molded for us. We'll probably talk more about that in a video coming up at some point in the future. All right, top target at 50 yards. And again, we have to start the round in the chamber, make sure it's fairly well centered, close it with a bolt, cock the striker. Try to work with an 11.5 inch length of pull, which does terrible for eye relief. But let's try that top target and see what it does. Felt like I pulled that one. Easy to do with a gun that's this light. By the way, this gun does not have an ejector either. It does have an extractor, but you still have to reach in and grab the shell, which makes it easy to keep the brass neat, not have to chase it all over the place. All right, close the bolt, cock the striker. Try to find eye relief, top target. Manually extract. Yeah, I felt like I pulled that one. Not hard to do with a gun this light. Got to remember to cock the striker. Can't let it pull that one, but again, this gun's moving around because it doesn't want to stay in one place. And again, that's me not being a rifle guy, but this light rifle does move around. All right, let's see how it did. Actually, surprisingly, not too bad. All right, that fun little gun. It's and again, little it is. We're going to set the camera up for some really small 22 caliber plates we got out of here, 25 yards, and just see if I can make this gun work with a 3-to-9 scope on it, set on 6 power right now. If I can get the right eye relief, we should be able to make it work. Let's give it a try. All right, I got some little 22 target flippers kind of buried in the weeds there at the 25-yard line. We'll start with the black one on the right and see if I can just make it flip. We'll go for the bottom part that's buried in the weeds. And that does spin it okay. All right, on the left, I've got some red, some orange targets actually that are, a couple of those are somewhat hidden in the weeds. Let's try the bottom right on those red or orange spinners and see if I can make one move. Okay, can I get another one up there? All right, got it up, got the other one down. Not the way it's supposed to work, but we'll see if I could get the two on the left to go up without knocking the other one down. Okay, got two up, one down. Go for the one on the far left. All right, we got three up. I wonder if I go to that one on the right, if I can get that up without knocking the others down. Let's give that a try. Bottom right again. All right, they're all up. Now, the red one in the center resets them. And there they go. All right, this little gun works. Length of pole's not designed for me. When my grandkids get out here, the younger ones anyway, we'll see how they work with it. It's a fun little gun. Keystone Sporting Arms Crickett. This is an older model. This one's made in Milton, Pennsylvania, and it's an older model because it doesn't have the feed ramp on it. And I guess there are some other changes in the newer models. Again, this one's definitely old, but nicely finished wood on it. It's light. It's easy to work for a starter gun for kids, and as you can see, it works at 50 yards. It works at 25, and a couple of safety features on it, particularly with the plunger and the single shot. What more can you ask for on a relatively inexpensive gun? I haven't checked the price on these lately, but once upon a time you could pick these up for around $200, of course not including the optic. And again, you don't need an optic for a starter gun, but at least it does accommodate one if you need it. So the Crickett starter single shot 22, little gun out here on Riders Range. We do like it, and again, it's a borrowed gun. It's going to have to go back at some point, but we're having a little fun with it in the meantime, and we like the gun. If you like the video, we appreciate a thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe, click on the notifications bell so you know what's coming up on Riders Range. Comments are highly appreciated. Anything you can do to share the videos, let your friends know about it. It helps us grow in the algorithms, and helps us continue to grow as a channel. We're over 7,000 subscribers now in just 2 years on the air. We are growing slowly. We appreciate it. So a quick look at the Crickett Starter 22 on Riders Range. Thanks so much for stopping in.